BDO clamping down on corporate tax avoidance. Yes, new proposals could mean increased tax burdens, but the question is, will everyone sign up to the measures? And Air France unveils heavy job cuts as it battles against high operating costs and, of course, its low-cost rides. Hello everybody, I'm Aaron Heselhurst. Welcome to the program. Here we go. You give me about 9 minutes. I'll give you a fascinating and exciting snapshot of all the latest in the world of business and money. There's a lot going on. We'll talk about Air France shortly, but first, tax avoiders beware, because proposals to change international tax laws and clamp down on multinational companies have just been published. We're talking about the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD. It wants big firms to be taxed in the countries where they earn income rather than in places where they're registered for tax, which is costing countries apparently around $100 billion a year. But individual countries will have to decide whether or not to adopt the recommendation. Let's get more. Malcolm Joy is lead partner on corporate tax at BDO and joins us in the studio. Malcolm, great to have you with us.
Thank you.
I just kind of mentioned it. Can you just, for the uninitiated around the world, how does it, at the moment, it works like this? Company X may make a lot of money from us here in the UK, but its registered offices in, let's say, Luxembourg. So it shifts all those profits over to Luxembourg.
Yeah, that's fundamentally part of the problem. The issue we have is that at the moment there isn't a single international tax system. Each country sets its own tax laws, and they don't necessarily mesh together very well. So multinational companies have found ways of the profits falling between the gaps that exist between national tax systems, or maybe allocating the profits to places where they don't have a lot of economic substance, such as offshore tax havens.
So is the OECD proposals basically any say a multinational company that wherever it sells or whatever it does, wherever it makes money, it has to pay tax in all those different countries?
That is the aim of it, yeah. So this is a major project. It's a complex area, and it's something that the G20 asked the OECD to look at 2 years ago. So the OECD has spent the last 2 years really getting into the detail of this, and they've looked at it under two main headings. First of all, the coherence of the international tax system, making sure that if a multinational does make profits, then those profits don't just fall between the gaps. And secondly, the substance, the question of substance, making sure that the allocation of profits between the different countries is in line with the economic activity that generates those profits. So the OECD measures that really deal with that around the allocation of profits, they're dealt with under the transfer pricing rules, and they are rules that the OECD sets, and they should be capable, as they get more sophisticated, of making sure the profits are allocated to the right countries.
I'm wondering how much weight does the OECD have? Because won't this fall up to on individual countries to make the decision if they take it on board? Because countries compete with each other, and if they want to keep a big multinational, they'll offer them tax breaks, and there it goes out the water.
I think that's one thing that's accepted, that competition on taxes is acceptable. Countries like Ireland can introduce a 12.5% tax rate and attract inward investment, in the same way the UK is bringing its corporation tax rate down to 18%, mainly to attract inward investment. So that is going to continue to happen. The issue the OECD has is that whilst they can change the transfer pricing rules for many countries around the world, they can't change the local domestic laws, and for the coherence of the tax system, they need that to happen. And you've got a range of levels of enthusiasm from different countries. You've got countries like the UK and Australia that are very, very enthusiastic about these new proposals and saying they're going to implement them straight away. Other countries like the US a lot more cautious about them, and it may take a few years before we get the rules changed there.
I've only got 20 seconds left, but that says it all. This won't work unless you've got a global agreement, and it doesn't look like it'll be impossible, won't it, to get a global...
It will be very, very challenging for a while, and the risk is there's going to be quite a chaotic system for multinationals for their tax affairs over the next few years while all this settles down.
Okay, well, no doubt we'll keep across it, and no doubt we'll probably talk to you again. You stay there. Malcolm, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Malcolm Joy joining me there from BDO, talking all things of that.